Have you ever wondered how your brain controls your entire body with chemicals? Let's talk about the hormone headquarters, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So we are going to start with the hypothalamus, but before we do that, let's start with what hormones are. Hormones, we say, are chemical messengers that are produced by certain glands in our body to produce certain effect or function. For instance, you are sitting under a tree or anywhere and a big snake fell down. What are you going to do? We all know you're either going to fight the snake or run away from it. Whatever you do is not done on your own. No. Your brain stimulated your adrenal gland to produce a chemical messenger called the epinephrine or the norepinephrine, and their function is to stimulate the fight or flight response. So you are either going to fight it or you are going to fly away from it. So let's go back to the hypothalamus. So the hypothalamus, we say, is the master gland. It produces the inhibitory hormones and the releasing hormones. And it also produces two other hormones, but gives them to the pituitary gland, that's the posterior pituitary gland, to keep and release them when necessary. So let's talk about the relationship between the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and that of the other glands in our body, like the thyroid gland, the pineal gland, and other things. So the hypothalamus is the overall boss that holds the key and that of the padlock to production. So the pituitary gland, let's say, is the manager. The boss, when there is the need for an action to take, it will give out a key, that is the releasing hormones. The manager, pituitary gland, also produces some hormones, but it cannot just disperse those hormones unless the overall boss gives the go-ahead by giving the releasing hormones. So the hormones that the pituitary gland produce can only be released into the body if the hypothalamus releases the releasing hormone. Then pituitary gland also releases its stimulating hormones. And then the stimulating hormones will go to the glands. The glands are the workers of the company, and then the glands will now produce whatever specific hormone that is supposed to be produced for the action to be taken. Let's take an example. So for instance, the body needs some growth. So the hypothalamus is the one going to produce the growth hormone releasing hormone. And this will give the order to the pituitary gland to produce and release growth hormone. Then growth hormone will go to the body cells for growth and multiplication to take place. You get it? Bye. So the hypothalamus produces one, the thyrotropin releasing hormones. This stimulates the release of thyroid stimulating hormone and that of prolactin.